Already from the start of Vehco, we've been helping transportation companies to reduce the fuel consumption and the emissions from their fleets. We think it's important not only to measure and follow up the fuel consumption, but actually to focus on the driver behavior. And we've been working with our eco driving module and enhanced it over the years. In this demonstration, I will show you how it can look like and work out in the truck, as well as in the office with the different reports for the transportation management team. We start in the truck. What you see now is our application with different kind of functional services, functional blocks that we offer for the driver. In this demo, we will focus on the eco driving. Now you will see the different parameters that we use when it comes to driving behavior. And also we have a simulator showing how it can look like out in the truck. We look at the overspeed, which is actually a certain speed that we will set together with transportation company, typically 83 kilometers an hour. When the driver passes 83, it turns to red, and then we measure the distance and the time that the driver drives more than 83 kilometers an hour compared to the total distance. So in that way we get a relative percentage that we can use to follow up the driving behavior regarding overspeed. In the same way, we look at idling, and if the driver will idle more than 1 minute, then this bar will translate to red, and then we will measure that time compared to the total time of the driving. We also look at rollout, which means how well the driver plans his or her driving. So if you do not use your brakes at all, meaning that you roll instead of braking, you will get 100% rollout, which is of course quite difficult. We also measure harsh braking, which is actually when you brake very hard. And this is just the number of harsh brakes compared to the total number of brakings that you've done during a trip. We look at wasted energy, which is actually the amount of energy you have wasted when you have used your brakes. A driver who will accelerate a vehicle up to a certain speed, for example 50 kilometers an hour, and then roll down to 10 kilometers an hour and just brake the last 10 kilometers an hour, will then have a relative percent of the total energy used to accelerate the truck compared to what has been used for the braking. And coasting is actually how well the driver uses the landscape and the mountains and slopes, etc. For the rollout. Down in this application, the driver can also see the fuel consumption, where we calibrate this measurement compared to the distance and how much has been filled in the truck over time. It's also possible to get a total values for the last trip, and you can also reset it if you want, but this will not influence the reporting in the office. So this is just a way to get a good overview of the total values. And there's also a help button here where the driver can also get a help out in the truck to understand the parameters. How does it look in the office then? Yes, in the office there are different ways to look at the reports. For instance, here we have a lot of drivers, and then we can see who of the drivers do most overspeeding as well as idling, and it's possible here to sort the drivers from highest to lowest in an easy way, and also the rollout as well as coasting. And as you can see, all green diagrams here is what you should maximize, and all the red ones is what you should minimize. For instance, harsh braking and coasting here. And all the information is possible to download to get in PDF or Excel. It's also possible to monitor the trend over time. For example, for a group of drivers, here we can see the speed, the overspeed, has in this project gone from about 12.9% down to 7%, which is a good trend. Idling has started on 10.2 and is now down to 9.5. And as you can see, same for rollout, coasting, and harsh braking and braking, the wasted energy. So there are different ways to follow up the driving behavior. These different parameters can also be shown in a driver's index table that we actually have in Excel. So this is a Eco Driving Index, where we actually take these different parameters, we weight them, and we set goals for each parameter. And then we can see with just one grade how well the different drivers perform. So here you can see the best ones, they actually do better than our goals, and the worst ones that have best improvement potential has a bit lower, in this case 78 out of 100, where 100 is when you reach your goal. And this can also be paired and analyzed together with the average consumption, and typically the best drivers have the lowest consumption and vice versa, and also compared with the different vehicles that are used. And here we can see for each parameter what is the mean value, the highest value, and also the goal, the target that we defined. And in this report we can also get more detailed information for the different drivers participating, and also how well we reach our target values in comparison. So this is how we work with eco driving and fuel management at Vehco. And there are of course much more details in this, and we are happy to share all our experiences from all our projects with you to make sure that you will get the best possible output and return on investment if you're interested to do this. Thank you so much for listening.